Ta-da! Cool. New streaming stuff. Alright. Hello, everyone. What's been happening? How's life? How's things? Hope everything's good. I hope the patch is going well for everyone. I've played around with a few different little builds and also decided to change my keybind setup. So here's hoping I get the muscle memory happening a little bit better than what it was. But it feels a lot more intuitive, which is nice. So today's stream, I'm looking at playing around with a few different pact and weapon setups. Just having a bit of a test. Play around, see what's working well. Hopefully get some funky little builds happening. That, and probably a little bit of the rep farm as well. I believe from last stream, I ended up getting almost 3,000 rep for the King's faction. So we'll see how we go today. Linky, welcome on in. How are you? What's been happening? You inspired me. From not doing the morning stream this morning, I thought, you know what? I've got time now. I'll put some time into a stream. Do a little bit more of a weapon impact synergy setup. I've been playing around with quite a few different ones since yesterday. So, Ode Tempest kind of feels like it's cheating, but we'll see. Not cheating, just very overpowered. Which I am a-okay with. I love this pact. It's really, really handy. We got the vertical tile set, which is nice. I've also changed the keybinds as well, just to make it a little bit more fluid, hopefully. Seems to be working pretty well at the moment. I've got to admit, too, the nettle as a secondary is really, really quick. Really cool. But how's your day been, Linky? What's been happening? Oh, hey. This door has vines. Interesting. I'm going to assume this is a... Yep. It's a light puzzle. Wherever the light wishes to come to. There we go. Glad I inspired you. Of course! You always do. Yeah, the new changes on the profile pictures, the socials. I spent quite a bit of time, pretty much from 8 o'clock this morning, I think, just checking out. Oh, you can kick? No way. Maybe that's just my brain thinking I can. Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time hanging out, doing all the socials up, making it look a little bit more streamlined. There was a few different concepts I looked at and I thought, I liked them, so I have kept them. But the ones that I chose as final ones, I think seem to work pretty well. And it gave me a little bit of a different kind of downtime from being on stream. as well. So I'm hoping I can throw my dagger and it hits that pan over there. Nope. Okay. You're at work today, looking for a new job? Nice. Oh, good on you. That is such a good thing to do. If you're over something and it's not working for you, 1000%. Find something that does reflect what you're looking for. Big time. I heartily endorse that. Recently, I did something similar. So, I just kind of cashed all my time out and said, okay, I think it's time for a new path. And they were sad for me to go, but I didn't want to hold on anymore. That's not necessarily something I want to do anymore, is hold on to things. I mean, work is work, really. If you can enjoy it, that's a huge boon. But yeah, if you're not happy with something, change it. Big time. I agree on that. That's such a good thing to do. So you should be congratulating yourself. It can be very topsy-turvy, making a big change, but it's so worth it though. Because at the end of the day, you've got to be happy with what you want as well. Where is this light puzzle? There we go. I probably could have brought a bow, but that's right. I'm going to challenge myself today. You were wanting to wait until after the wedding, but there's an incident yesterday that was just the last straw. Ooh, okay. Well, I hope you're okay out of it all. And yeah, if the environment isn't supporting you in what you want, if it's leadership, leadership's a huge part of it too. If they don't lead well or support you in changes, then yeah, it definitely speaks volumes to make the change for yourself. So, because the big thing is too, nothing will change unless we make a change for it. So, good on you for making that change. That's wicked. Ah, there's the other pen. Will you make it, little dagger? Probably not. Nuts. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back over there. Damn it. Still kind of getting used to the new keybinds, but they're pretty fluid. A lot easier to use, that's for sure. Oh, you can. You can run and kick. Cool. Barehand combat is still pretty fun. Alright. So that door should now be open. Awesome. And then come through here. And stairsies. Or creepy cave area. Wonderful. Ooh. A big chest and a back turned. Not very wise, cynical person. Wow, Igne Mortar. Okay. That's cool. It's nice to see a rare type weapon fragment drop. Although this is how I farmed the Igne Mortar initially. I think the nettle as well, but the Digros, the other secondary weapon I found, I'm pretty confident that came from the crypt as well. But definitely nice to see a rare fragment drop for once, just in like a normal run. But Linky, have you looked at what you kind of want to shift into after this current space that you're in? And you should do something to celebrate the move too. I think any shift in life is to be celebrated as well, so I think that's a really good thing. I'm glad that you're good. Okay, that's good. Yay, you got your degree? That's exciting. Go celebrate, man. That'd be awesome. So they're not talking about promotion, giving you responsibility? That's silly. I don't know why. So you're overqualified, there's no talk of growth? That's more on the company, and that's a real shame. And you know what? I think about it this way. It's their loss, not yours. You're ready to grow, and they can't fill that growth space for you, unfortunately. So it's their big loss. Yeah, good on you for making the move, Linky, honestly. That's so nice to hear. And it's good that you're like, you know what? Nah, I'm overqualified. You're not giving me what I want. See ya. I think a lot has changed in the workspaces, especially in, say, like the last decade, I'd say. Everyone's looking for a lot more, you know, flexibility, support as well. And I have to admit, there's a lot of companies out there. It doesn't really matter what industry, if they're not set up properly to support the people that are the lifeblood for that company, then they're just going to continue to lose people. They always make it look like it's attractive to start with, but I've definitely noticed that with a few other workspaces I've been through, probably in the last 12 months. I made a more of a commitment to myself to build a good portfolio that, you know, companies will approach me rather than me approaching them. And I think that's a really good way to operate to start with as well, and then build something for yourself. I think it's really, really wise to do it. More so that way. Because, yeah, companies will always say, we're really great at this, or we'll facilitate that. But if they say one thing and do another, I think that comes back to another conversation that we were having a few streams ago around that too. So I think, firstly, congratulations on making the shift. I think it's really worthwhile doing that, especially if you're not feeling supported. And secondly, if you're not being fed the right kind of food that you're asking for, and the job space isn't facilitating that, or the growth, then yeah, shift on. It's such a great thing to do. And just jump into adventure mode. It's really cool. Oh wow. There was no power in the office for 2 days, but they let you work from home. We had to sit at the office and do nothing. Did they still pay you for that though? It's really frustrating when things like that can happen. I've been in a workspace that operated similarly. I think we had something go down in our system, so people essentially were just sitting there doing offline work, but it really didn't get anywhere. And yeah, I found it frustrating to sit there and, you know, hey, what can we do? And then a lot of the bosses would say, oh, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, it didn't really make sense to me. It's like, why waste time? Look at the effect of something that you can actually work on while you're waiting for another system to, you know, come back online, so to speak. So I could definitely see how that would be frustrating, for sure. I'm a progressional thinker and learning all the time. But yeah, pivoting from, you know, oh, we don't have any work for you, to just hang out and do nothing, that's a bit of a bleh. You still got paid, but the boss said, if we go home, we're not going to work. But at home, I have power and I can get work out. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And you're at home, you can kind of get, you know, other things done on your break time. But still facilitate, you know, good output and get work done. That makes sense to me. I swear, if I had a team, you know, at the office and something happened like that, I'd say, yeah, if you guys, you know, can facilitate your work, get it done, I'd prefer you guys to do that rather than sitting around doing nothing, because you're still producing something and it keeps you engaged. as well. I pulled the elevator down. How funny. Tell me. At least let's talk break times. Was there an overextension of it? I guess in that scenario, on break times, I would assume people would just kind of be screwing the dog, taking too much, and then possibly still being rewarded for the work output. I can only imagine. I'm just pulling from personal experience from some of the contracts I've gone through. Some people would go out on a 10-minute break, in air quotes, but they'd be gone for roughly anywhere up to like 45 minutes, and there was no penalty for that. And I just thought, wow, how is that something that's okay for people to do and not be pulled up on? It doesn't really do much for team cohesiveness, let alone making the reflection on the company look good. Or the leadership as well. I think one thing just flows into another, and that can be pretty gross. Alright, let's have a look. Flappy Bird, where you going, buddy? Take me home, or at least out of this giant dungeon. Beep beep. We're going home. The boss threw her tantrum? That's not unusual. Because I won break, which I haven't done in months. I was gone for 5 minutes, and at that time he was looking for me. His PA called me and told her I'm on my way. Went to him, did what he wanted. I wouldn't have, to be honest. I would have said no. If you want a break and you need help, then you're aware that I'm gone. So that's a boundary crossing for me, from what I'm understanding. Especially when you're going on break. That's crazy. Yeah, not okay. And that's poor leadership again, because they don't know how to fix and solve their own problems. So it sounds like they haven't self-developed themselves, which to me, as I've been chatting with you each stream, I think you definitely seem very well focused on growth and facilitating, you know, progressional thinking and a work ethic to match. So if I was in the same field and we could work together, if I was in the leadership role, I'd certainly give a lot more leeway to people who produce good work and they want to be there and they want to grow. I mean, if you want to grow, I want to grow. That's the way that I think about it on leadership. It's a real shame when leaders don't necessarily do that themselves. So, and every leader has another leader, like mentor. So, yeah, that sounds like pretty poor leadership and poor form on their part, which is a shame. An hour later, you got called into the boardroom with HR. Wow, with a verbal warning? What for? What was their reason? Now I have to get a timetable set up for my breaks and have to stick to it. Feels like I'm back at school. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's absolute BS. Yeah, that's not okay. That's really pathetic performance on their behalf. So, yeah, I would be putting my 2 weeks in. I wouldn't stand for that. Especially when you know that you're doing the right thing as well, and you're following through with protocol, procedure, etc. I'm a huge scheduler as well. I don't necessarily like schedules to a T. It does help with benchmarking key performance indicators in a way, but that's pretty shite. For not being at my table when he's looking for me. Wow. Yeah, I'd be giving them the middle finger, Linky. Slap down that 2 weeks and say, you guys have got to pay me out. See you later. I'm not finishing off any work and you pay me out for the rest of my time. See ya. Honestly, too many companies, or poorly run ones at that, they generally rely on people's faith and goodwill, which they don't return, unfortunately. So, to the employees, I mean. So, I think there's a lot of trust being broken between, you know, big company, corporate entities and workers as well. So, people are definitely looking for something different, stretching out, finding something new for themselves, and I think that's great. It's a really good time, I think, to explore what you want, make changes. That definitely seems to be a prevalent theme. Probably in the last week or two, I've caught up with a few friends, and they've all said similar things. You know, they've been in a particular area of work or doing something for an extended period of time. Our brains get bored. We need something new. We need something fresh. And longevity in something is good, for sure. If you enjoy it, that's a huge plus. But, yeah, if those sorts of things are part of the environment, you know, being treated less than, just because someone doesn't know how to fix something themselves, I think is really sad on them. So, I think good on you for making that shift and change. Alrighty. Well, let's have a look. I have been playing around with the Ode Tempest earlier today, and I went through and I had a look, and I thought, what weapons would work? Excuse me, pretty well. The Ode Tempest is a predominantly courage-based weapon, or pact. So, I boosted the stats of Grace and Spirit up a little bit. I chucked on some of the motes that are currently in-game, but really looking forward to the new mote system. I used the Ironic because it gave 1 Spirit, 1 Grace, and then I used the Palaminian for 1 Spirit and 1 Grace point, and then to round it out with a Triune mote pact, which is the 1.2 Grace, Spirit, and Courage, and that seemed to round it out pretty well at max rank. Courage is 16, Grace is 11, and Spirit's 11. And then with weapon synergies, it basically means I can use any weapon at those base stats, minus this one, the Royal Tines, which is the 20 points in your Spirit for your achievement, which is really, really strong, and the Gathanan as well, which is the achievement to Spirit and requirement of 20 points as well. I can use the Solace Longblade as well. Even though it is Spirit achievement, I can still use that because I've got a base amount of 11 points in Spirit, Grace is 12, and the Courage Pact is 16, which is pretty cool. I still really enjoy this skilter though, but that was one pact I've been playing around with. Tethrin, as you guys know, I was playing around with it quite a bit. This one I rounded out a little bit differently and put the Blitzer bow towards it, and with that mote system that's currently in the game, I use the Triune for the 3 points in Courage, Grace, and Spirit for 1 each. I boosted its Courage though because its damage output is really crazy. So yeah, full mote seemed to be quite good for 2 Courage points, and then Ironic for Spirit and Grace 1 point each, and that turns that into a Courage max of 16, Grace is 12, and Spirit is 10 points. So that seems to round it out pretty well for most use of the weapons that I've chosen to be able to use. And again, it opens up pretty much every single synergy with each of the weapons, apart from, again, the Gathenan Royal Times. And the secondary, I still choose the Skilter, because it's ranged, and it's just really quick. The Vidigris is pretty cool, but I haven't really used that one that much. And then that's the skill tree for most of the bow builds that I've got. I put a point into Splinter, barbed point. I put 5 points into the brittle arrow. I put 2 camphor arrows. I put 2, and the wolf's eye for the perfect aim and the increased chance of smite on charge shots, which seems to work pretty well. I would like to see more points available because we have the 3 bows in game, just so I can round this tree out a little bit more with the wolf's eye. And the ready mark gives you the charge shot charged more quickly, but that is following a perfect dodge, which I'm not too familiar if I have mastered that mechanic just yet, but that's alright. And then this is the skill tree for the shield style weapons, predominantly the Bog and Myrtle and the Oran Umber as well. The Riposte, they're pretty cool. I generally don't parry too much, but the reason why I chose that one with just 1 point was to get to the Unyielding, which is parrying heavy enemy strikes, and then Helm Gong, which is the fully charged increase for heavy attacks. Headlong, that increases your heavy attack charge, and then Smite, I boosted that one to max as well, so that's 4, 3, 9 points into Smite. I can boost into thrown damage with the shield packs, but I've chosen not to. You've got quite a few different things in that particular part of the tree. You can increase the throw window, which I don't really need that much. It's mostly just throwing weapons at people. What else have I done? The short blade build is pretty well rounded out. I've only got 2 nodes that I don't use. The Vaunt for increased chance of smite on riposte, and the increased parry window. I haven't really used that mechanic so much. I probably could, but again, I just had 1 extra point, so well, 2 extra points, so I just put that into the riposte. Smite, I decided to max out, because the more smite you get, the more damage you can output. And then your perfect throw, releasing your weapon at the right moment for max damage on the throw. And then momentum, that one's really good for consecutive attacks, melee style. Spectre Strike, I haven't really seen too many of those come through, so I should probably play around with that a bit more. And then Misdirection is the increased chance of smite on Spectre Strikes. And the way to get those is to perfect dodge an enemy attack just before they hit. But I really wanted to get up to the Affright, and then just build it out that way. And the Hollow Hilt for the increased throw speed, and the Pointed Greeting for increased chance of smite on perfect throws, and that's for the short blades. They generally dish out quite a bit of damage, which I really enjoy, so I've yet to fill this tree out for the fly blades. Unfortunately, I have not been able to make the other fly blade Pricklies, I believe it's called, or Prickles. Split Focus, that increases your duration of your orbiting fly blades. Your perfect throw, really good for max damage, releasing at the right time. Wind's Favor, that's just increased projectile speed, which will be really nice. And then I really want to get to Wrist Brace, which just increases your lock-on range. And then your Oiled Scabbard, increasing the perfect throw window. That's the little bar, the grey bar, that's when you hold down your heavy attack. And then Twisted Block is the increased chance of smite on orbiting fly blades. So hopefully I get to the other ones there And then polearms, I generally don't use too much. They do dish out quite a bit of damage though, and I was having a bit of a play with the Ducalic Courage Achievement Halberd, and this one's pretty cool. As far as I can see, the only moat that we have for our weapons at the moment is the Dundress moat, which is the plus 15 fully charged heavier damage, so mostly on throws, and that one is pretty much congruent through every single weapon that I've got currently. So as long as you see the little googly eyes on the weapons, that's pretty much the only moat for weapons I've been able to access. And I believe I got that one from translating all of the location moats language by capturing all the little golden orbs around. Aselda, I've put the Triune, which is the 3 points of each courage, grace, and spirit. And I put the Yearful in there for a bit of courage boost. And not that would really matter apart from, I believe it would be Bestone or the Phantom Flock, the third ability. And then Water Ward. I decided to put that on because it gives you 10% spirit on felled enemies dying, I'm assuming. So it builds your spirit up. So it is one of the highest ranking spirit user weapons too, or packs rather. So I decided to play around with that a bit. And then Oren calls a pretty middle road style pact. It is really, really good, and it does have the boosting mechanic from the, I think the third ability, the Howl, and the two wolves as well being present and close by. That boosts more of your output, your courage damage. So I decided on this one, I put the Varose for the courage and grace, 1 point each. Triune again for the 3 point spread for each stat, and then Yearful just to boost its courage. So that's a really well-rounded pact at the moment. So and then lastly I went the Garen Rude. This one again is pretty well-rounded. Teeters a little bit more into the spirit, but you've got at max rank 30, you got courage, grace at 12 points, and spirit, which is at 16. I put the Ironic spirit and grace moat into that one, the Triune once again, and then the Yearful just to boost up the courage damage. So that's all the packs that I've been playing around with this week, which has been really cool. I wish I had one more loadout as well to play around with. Unfortunately, I do not. So what I was thinking about doing, instead of playing with a Tetherin Pact, I may switch that one to the Orangol. Not the Orangol, the Garen Rude, the one with Torment, Behest to crowd control, and then Stampede. And I still want to run that with the Blitzel Bow and the Yearful as well. I could run that with Nettle, which is more attuned to Grace, which the Skilter is as well, and the Vidigerous is a Spirit Achievement. So it is more Spirit based, so I guess I could put a couple more points into Courage, but because the first ability is basically a one-hit, or at least a health stealer for stronger enemies, I'll play around a little bit with the Garen Rude as well, so it seems to go pretty well. And as you can see, the smiting of enemies works pretty well with the Garen Rude as well. So, and that's just being boosted by the smite chance on the hail of arrows from the bow tree setup. And bows are pretty OP anyway. So they're really cool. Linky, oh, I want to tell you I finally got my Wolfie last time I played. Hell yeah! You got the Iron Goal. Nice. Well, I hope that little breakdown of the different pack trees helped. The Iron Goal pact is really, really good for that. And then just on the moats that we currently can get in game, in the codex, you've got your locations. Once you obtain the moats and you translate the entries in the codex, I'll go down to College of Pensives. Once you obtain like full notes in every single entry for that particular area, which is like College of Pensives, some of them will have a little note up here that says claim moat. So I'll show you in a different tab what it can look like. So it should have something that says claim moat, but up in your locations tab. So hence the exploration of the world is really, really worth doing. There's still quite a few entries I haven't found myself yet. And hopefully I can start filling those out a little bit more. I am kind of keen to retry the stag fable, so I think I'm going to run that now, actually, because I do want to see what's kind of shifted with the quest. Alright, Tormented Stag. I don't want to stop tracking the fable. No thank you. I wish to go towards it. So... Dude, this is such a high drop. Pretty cool though. Awesome. I'm glad that helped. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that into a short video, I think, and upload that to the YouTube as well. I think that'll help a lot of people make some choices in pact and weapon choice. Because some of the packs, I thought, they look really cool. Like Garen Rue as an example. It is really, really nice. I do like this one. It is a little bit more of a kind of setup though. And also leveling the pact as well. So on the moats, do you need one ancestor to be able to use moats? The moats for the ancestors? With the moats that I was referring to in the codex, they come from the locations around the map. So, say if you go to the College of Pensives and you go and collect all the golden orb moats, those should fill out the codex entries for that particular area. College of Pensives is pretty close by to every time that we spawn into the game. It's this one here. Once you run around and grab the little mini suns or the golden orbs, that will add another entry to the codex to be able to see the language translated into what you see on screen, which is College of Pensives, and you can do that at every single little point of interest around the world map. They won't spawn fully every single time, so each time that you log in, you should be able to revisit that space, and it should have some more of the moats generally hanging around the same area up until you complete the node and moat collection for that point of interest. And then when you go back to your Nightfold, this little symbol should glow a little bit, and then just come down to, say, like Moon's Watch. You've spent a bit of time there and you filled out all these 3 entries. It should somewhere up here say claim moat. I only was able to claim a few of them, but these ones are still just placeholders, I think. So with the new moat system incoming into the game, it's going to give us a lot more weapon-packed synergies. I don't know much about the new system that's coming in. That's the one that we're waiting on, and hopefully next patch isn't too far away. So once that system is released, I'll definitely be jumping in to do a bit of a run, do a bit of a play, and showcase more of the moats and the synergies that you can come up with. I do believe that there's going to be new elemental stats in the game, like cold, fire, voltaic, arcanic, which is magic. So we've seen the arcanic magic come through with the Gwynlin mage staff, and that's the starting packed weapon for the spirit user. I can probably even showcase that off as well, because for a starter weapon it's pretty strong, and it's punch through on magic into, say you hit the first enemy, it glides right through them, and then it hits the one after them, which is pretty cool. So the spawns are at random. For the moats, generally, they will be around those areas. So if you do go and have a look, and say you go down to like Astrologer's Watch, you can just keep farming that location for the yellow little moats, and it should translate everything for you eventually. But for now, the moats that we do have in the game, they're very limited. I don't really know, other than the very simple explanation of most of them. You know, they'll say 1 courage or 2 points to courage when you add it into the pact. The 2 moats that have the 10% flow on enemies felled, to me and my understanding, that's just saying once you kill an enemy, you get an extra 10% based on your current base level of that particular statistic. So if it says 10% flow of spirit on enemy felled, it just gives me a little bit more spirit. And if I'm using a spirit weapon, it should enhance my damage by 10%, from my understanding. I could be wrong on that. But really looking forward to the new system that's going to be coming in. And I believe you can mix and match the moats as well. So you can kind of create a combo of elements together. Say like cold and lightning. I don't know if that synergizes into like a mixed element, or it just creates like cold, slow, and voltaic damage, which electrocutes them. Really, really keen to see that system come into the game when it does. So that's that one. So what am I looking for at the moment? I'm looking to do the Tormented Stag. Maybe I should go into the Nightfold. Maybe that's where it should start. And while I'm here, there's the Garen Rood. I will chuck on Arangol. And I've set that up with the Blitzlebow. This one is predominantly a little bit more of a Spirit Pact. So what I'm going to do in that stead is play with the Gwynlin. It's not the most maximized build to use for Spirit. If you're going to use Spirit, go Aselda. It's ridiculous how much damage output you get with Gwynlin on that. You can see its attack base is 70 with Aselda, and if I change to Arangol, it goes down to a 65, which is only 5 points difference, which isn't too bad. And then for the Spirit points I've got at the moment is 14 on the Arangol, but then Aselda I go up to 19 as well. So I could even just go to 20 on that one and that allows me to use the Royal Tines and the Gethanen as well. So for the purposes of doing a spirit build, I can showcase the Twin Tines for a little bit, Gethanen, and then the Gwynlyn as well. Ah, there we go. You do have to go into the Nightfall to start the tale. And the good thing is, this fable is replayable as well. One of my friends decided to run this. Ooh.
This beast we claim.
She's a little bit scary.
Dreams, their meaning like a river, curving beyond sight. Yes, that is a good title.
Ah, Orlick. Him and his creepy baby. Very strange. Anywho. Alright. So, I'm gonna start doing this quest. And hopefully, it works. Okay. We will follow you, Flappy Bird. I haven't made the effort to go and rerun this quest since the Preludes 10 update, but one of my friends who also streams Soulframe was saying, oh.
Sinecure, mercenaries of the Synod above. If there exists a soulless creature, one need only look skyward.
So skyward, to me, would mean that's the Synod who hangs out in that floating castle, which I believe is just over there. Oh. Hey, buddy. You stuck in your cage? I love avocado.
We waited to get that out for days. You here looking for that monstered up stag, I bet?
I sure am.
Oh, nothing really. Just how it lives in a secrecy glade hidden by ancient magics and how to find said secrecy glade and disenchant said ancient magic. Few drakes and I'm an open scroll.
I ain't paying your stuff. No way.
Okay, big legs. I get it. Your problem is from the ground. The glade's all puckered up. You need the right totem to tickle it open. Lucky for you, I've got one stashed down in Durmac. Simple as you going down there and fetching it. Might be you use this. One of those talky ode things on the patch. My treat.
I do love him. He's a funny little bugger.
Lord Synod, the great stag will be yours come moonrise. You may send your collector.
Oi! Leggy!
He also makes a quick trip. You literally jump down and he's here again. There was something else I was noting too. With the new weapons, apparently some people have been having a blockage on trying to claim them after creating them. Again, I'm still gonna wait for another hotfix. Hopefully on the drop rates for the two new secondary weapons to be dropped into the game before I can even farm them. The drop rates have been exceptionally low, apparently, and they're not that easy to acquire, unfortunately. That, and also the fact that the claiming of those weapons isn't easy to do because it's not allowing players to add it into the inventory because they don't have enough weapon slots. So hopefully that gets addressed in a future update or patch rather relatively soon, and hopefully that'll be next week, so at least I can spend a day doing a farm
A relic of
as well.
Preolden wars. The Fire King, Fenzodar, built this place, the Undercity of Dermak.
I do enjoy Orlick. He's very cool.
The old traps, sharp as ever.
I do forget that the the Fable is very low level enemies, but the reason why I wanted to run it is because my friend who streams as well, Helix, she was mentioning that sometimes there's changes every patch that comes through, so I just wanted to kind of jump in, have a look and see if there's any major changes that have happened to the Fable of the Tormented Stag. And it's nice to see these glows on the chests doing their proper thing now. I forget that those ones go circular rather than doing what they need to. How did they exercise this one last time? It does glow with soul mode, so do I have to hit it? I do know there's a window around this corner that I can get onto, but I can't remember how to get this to drop. Of course, there's a lever. Ah, okay. That must have been fixed. Cool. So, let's have a look. I'm just gonna quickly check something. Okay. Cool, cool. And this is the little window that you can get into. Sometimes this room will spawn up to 3 chests. I did come in here the other day and it had like 1, 2, and 3 chests in here, which was great. Unfortunate, it holds nothing today. Alright, Flappy Bird, it's your turn. We gotta go find some spirits, I believe. And I am curious too. I really hope that we do get access to translate these particular areas too. So I'm wondering if there's extra motes that are going to be held into the game, just so we can figure out what this place is called. I mean, we know it's called Dermak, but for some reason it's not translated. Unless I've possibly figured and left some motes behind somewhere, but I don't believe that I have. But you never know. There's always little secrets hanging around somewhere. I think we're doing pretty well for this quest too. It's nice to come back to a original Fable area too. That's pretty cool. She barrels out of that door. That's dope.
Big legs!
Hey, bud.
Oi! Leggy!
Yes?
Achoo! Sun's ass. Chug me with sludge. The cans are everywhere, huh? I was gonna show you the vault, but I'm good here. Just up ahead and left. You can't miss it. Achoo!
I'd hope not. Alright.
Or was it right?
Misdirection again. Awesome. Ah, there's a chest over there, and a chest over there. Alrighty. Oh no! I'm so used to using mouse scroll down to jump, rather than the keyboard. And that's one of the keyboard binds that I changed up today. So I'm still getting used to that a little bit. Oh, wow. Okay, 3 chests. Thank you very much. Okay. Maybe I should run this more often. Holy. Flamekin kilt. Nice. I think that one's a Kith of Kings reward for getting up to rank 2 or 3. But I believe the Tethran Pact got added in as a reward too, which is good. So hopefully that's been something that's followed through on the pact or faction change, with changing over from the original faction to a new one. So hopefully we get to see that. And the fact that the packs are only 100 rep farm points is pretty insane. For a pact, I would have assumed they would at least minimally been 1,000 points for rep for switching faction. Or at least getting it as a reward for rank 2 and 3. As you can see, the Flamekin kilt is also something that drops very frequently for me, unfortunately, rather than the newer weapons as well. So what I might do before we continue, Twin Tines are a really nice spirit weapon to use, and the Gathanin is really, really pretty. Its design is beautiful too. Really sweet. I really like this. It's beautifully, beautifully designed. And it smacks the hell out of most people in this game. It's great. Would kind of like to see it get a little bit more of its swing animation changed just slightly. More of like a poke and maybe like a swing to use the end of it a little bit more. Because it definitely overshoots most things that you point your cursor at. Well, your reticle rather, but it will generally point where you press and hold to show sights as well.
Alka quivers in anger. The old take too much.
Yes, the ode do. They take too much. And I do like that about the story as well. The ode to just draining all the resources of the planet. Or the island that we're on, at least. Blazon Picard. That is one piece of armor I don't generally wear. It's the really chunky fire blazon plate mail chest. But I don't really like its design, personally, so I don't really use it that much. But the Medicant King set, awesome. One of my favorites. Really, really nicely designed fashion as well. Wait, doesn't Orlick usually appear here? And if you're also new to the game, if you kind of bypass the Orlick generally showing up there, which he usually does, so maybe that's what's been changed. This area is where you find one of your ancestors as well. More so a helmet. Usually in that pit down there. You've got to finish this fable before you go and have a look for her. But she's definitely one of the most pivotal ancestors to use in the game. And I shall take your soul. Well, thank you. And this is located just here. Right next to Ori's well. Super important ancestor to find. But for now, I guess we just follow Flappy Bird if he wants to show us the way. Or not. Okay. I do find if Flappy Bird just stands around just doing nothing or just flaps in the same spot, I generally go towards the reticle indicator on the compass instead, and generally he should start flying towards it. Or maybe I am going the wrong direction. Nope, I was right. If you're unsure and Flappy Bird keeps on stop working, look for this giant circle on the map. That's where it's supposed to take you. So, Flappy Bird's not doing his job properly. He's flying away. Lazy little bugger. We are getting pretty good chests, though. This is good. We've got another Vasp. I've got 266 fragments of those. I'm really hoping that we get a smelting system, or at least an exchange rate system. You know, 50 fragments for maybe, I don't know, in-game premium currency or something like that. Or just smelting down the fragments and being able to convert it into something that we can use. Because the amount of fragments that I've got, and I'm sure other people have got from starting in the Preludes earlier than P9, which is when I started, they probably have tons. So there's another 253 of the rivet to, I like to say rivet, because it sounds like a frog. Come on, don't block my attack, please. There we go. I do like the Gethenan halberd for the just the pure piercing. It's really good. pretty good against some of the tanky enemies too. Especially the bannerets. They're a real pain sometimes. Especially when they block a lot. Alright, so... we've used that one. I'm feeling a little bit more flashy now. So I'm just going to switch over to the Gwynlin, which is the new spirit starter weapon, which I'm very, very, very excited about to use. It's a beautiful weapon. I probably could change outfits, but I can't be bothered. But yeah, Gwynlin, let's roll. Hey, champions, over here. And I shall take your soul. It's got really good punch through as well. The arcanic damage on it does really, really well. And it just looks cool. It definitely fits the spirit class very nicely. Alright.
Lord Synod, the great stag will be yours come moonrise. You may send your collector.
Oh, okay. Visual bugs galore. We love that. Hopefully, this might generate a fragment for a weapon or two. I think I finished up this dungeon prematurely as well. I did not find the Ancestor Soul for
A
Mr.
relic
Fenn.
of pre-Olden wars. The Fire King, Fen Jodar, built this place, the Under-City of Dermak. The old traps, sharp as ever.
Cool. So it does give you the tutorial for the secondary attack, which that's nice. Which I believe it did before. But they haven't taken that one away. Activating a pact while in soul mode. That's changed. As in, we can just press the respective button for ability 1, 2, and 3, and you don't have to use the soul mode anymore. It's its own mechanic, essentially. Come on, buddy. Where are you taking me?
Synod's collector is dispatched.
There we go.
Scour every yard of that tomb and prepare for him a tribute. These histories must burn, or more grooves will come.
Big legs!
Hey, bud. I'm right in front of you. Again.
Sansos. Choke me with sludge. The cans are everywhere, huh? I was gonna show you the vault, but I'm good here. Just up ahead and left. You can't miss it. Let's see.
Okie dokie. Alright.
Was it right?
I think I went the other way. Where I probably shouldn't have. I was distracted by the amount of chests and things that we found. before.
I'd be keen to see it whole.
Okay. Flamekin Kilt it is. And I've got a little bit of loading delay. Okay. Great Helm of Mora. I am almost at 100 fragments. This is where I should have come the first time. My bad.
Good. Now, let your familiar be our guide. I suppose, little genius, in a way, you are. Do you feel that, envoy? The air falls heavy here. A disruption in the lay. Old Jotar wanders near.
Cool. I still really enjoy that animation every single time.
Gruel among you. Synod will have me sky wield if his tribute is lightened. Find the Gruel and send them back to the fires of Kar.
It is a bit of a shame though, once we do get the actual Ignimora, we don't get the access to the flame, unfortunately. It is really satisfying to watch. Ooh, alright, Umber. Cool.
Crushed and cratered. Burn, invader!
Alka quivers in anger. The old take too much.
Oh, I got lucky again. Ignimora. Holy. Okay. And the Great Helm of Mora. Almost at 100 fragments.
Try not to see it ruined.
Feel the flames of Mora true, her arms entwined in saffron blue. Oh, but I cannot.
Whoopsie daisy. I just had a little bit of a dip in the stream. There we go. Twitch has been playing a little bit up, I'd say, in the last couple of weeks.
Fascinating. The soul severed, separate, anew. Now to find the aforementioned secret glade. Yes, I know it's not a real world.
Well, see you soon, creepy baby. Hello, Lady Diorna.
The collector has landed. Make your preparations.
And that's Tantrum Lightning. Pretty sure that may be the second one that we've got in the game today. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to attack you, Mr. Village Man. You're wearing armor, so, you know, hanging out in a cornfield at nighttime can be a little bit off-putting. No fragment of Precles, unfortunately. I believe that that's who they drop from, the archers in the game. I love this ship. It looks so dope. I really hope that we get to hijack one of these and get up to the Sky Castle eventually, wherever it hides. Now, what am I missing? I don't know. Secrety Glade, eh? Ah, it's this one. Nice. That looks really cool. They added the name of the song, and it seems a little bit faster too, which is nice. Very cool. And Baby Rude. Sweet. That's really nice. Love this sky ship. So cool. And there's one enemy guarding the post to a place that we're not supposed to invade.
The totem reveals. Here, envoy. Here. The fabled glades of Underin. But where are the voicing trees? The shimmering pictrix? Have the old engines made it even here?
think we've got another archer. No? Okay. Yep, we do. The archers are pretty cool. I would really like their armor in game too. They look pretty cool. Alright. Just gonna check over here. Nothing there. And nothing in there. Okay. Oh, we've got the new slugs in here. Cool. Nice try, Mr. Stagman.
I'd be keen to see it all.
Ooh, my
This
favorite
is my
puzzle.
Envoy, a mythical stag, the omen beast of the Dented people. Alka's children, all.
I'm pretty sure when I first encountered this
Some way of aligning
puzzle,
the symbolic herb? See you
it
any
seemed a little
magics
bit
that might offer a
off-putting,
clue? Huh?
but
You have
that's essentially
foreseen
what the stag should
lies
look like
beyond.
once you've opened the
We
door.
might need to stay here to document these invaluable histories.
So the two outer murals, this one here points facing to the left, this one points towards the north, and then the other two in the middle just face each other. I love these puzzles. Soul mode is also one of the most useful tools I talk about quite a lot. It's very integral to the game as well. Oh, you guys can attack me, but I have to go in, run backwards now, and sidestep to go see Lady Dura. There we go.
There. You're soon to be one of us. Just as you treat. You seek a pact with these wretched beasts? Fine. Let your fates be intertwined.
I don't think Lady Diora is going to really last all that long, unfortunately.
You defy us. No child
I know.
code that for the old.
And that's the rook weapon that she's using as well. It'd be nice if it did this sort of stuff too. Oh, you can stone her. That's dope. And she still tracks you? That's cool. I'm really glad the casting for the Elder Bloom got upped as well. So you don't have to worry about it, the cast animation being broken as much. Can I pick up your staff? Nah. Wishful thinking.
What are you doing?
Beating you up with my bird, lady. and then spiritually cleansing you by drowning you, and then saving you. Right. This is good.
I know this. Evil grasp have I. Rivers give trees their light. Trees that see with fairy sight. Whispering, they sing for fall. Shower us in colors all.
I still really enjoy that fight, even though that corrupted version of the stag is still relatively weak, considering. And funny, I've got the Siren arm instead of the Isilda. Interesting. But it does look really cool though. I still enjoy that headbutt.
I am damned. Eternal. Garen. Thank you.
I'm really keen to see how the new Bear Pact and I guess Ancestor Spirit is going to be introduced into the game too. I wonder what his name will be. Seems pretty cool.
You. I do not know you. You look like the Clegs who skinned my lovers, who brined my rivers, who smeared their metal bowels on every wind. Yet you bear the ancient scent of kin. Can it be you are an envoy the Empress spoke of? Yes?
of the Anduin Glades, omen ward of the Dendrid herds. Envoy, I offer you the grace of my crown.
Still one of the best fables in the game. Like, really, really well done. The artistic design, the music, it's just incredible. It's so good. I'm really glad I redid this one today. I don't think I've done it for a little while, and I'm really glad that I redid it. It's such a cool story, and the armor that you get from Garen is really dope. It's one of the highest stat spreads in the game, and I really hope to see more of the, where are we? I might chuck on the Tethrin and then just rebuild with the Garen Reed set. So good. I have a feeling each time I go and redo that quest, I will most likely do this again. So good. And that's the entire set of the Garen Rood. It's so cool. The details on these armors are so well done. Awesome. Ah, you didn't find the Ancestor when you did the first time? Yeah, Linky, it's a really good quest to redo. Apparently a really good weapon fragment farm too. Really, really nice. So well done. I'm really looking forward to the new quest with the Bear Pact incoming into the game too. It's so well done, and I really hope that the essence and like the feel continues to be added onto within the game. It's as soon as I got into this fable or this quest, it was, yeah, such a good start to the game. So it's just great to see how much more can be implemented and developed into the game too. And I really hope those cutscenes for each animal ancestor, I guess, that you meet just continues, because it's such a cool looking way to introduce yourself into a new armor set, and one of the ancestors like standing behind you, and you finish that particular story. Like, so nice. I do have to say, the tails aren't spawning as quickly as they used to, but that's okay. I can probably run at least a 1-star, and hopefully that'll give me enough rep to get to rank 3, I believe, to the Pact faction that I'm in, rather. Where are they? I'll head closer to it anyway. Oren Gore's questline was really nice too. Really well done, and the similar style of seeing the full armor set with the Pact, and then the final cutscene. Really cool.
Found something, have you?
Alright. Got the faction
I'll try not to
tail.
see it ruined.
Lovely. Hello, Mr. Ghostman.
They're marching
Yes,
clans over my
I
head.
will go take on
An army
the
blight
Oran
of stolen
Basalcum.
land.
My
Let's
favorite.
burn some castles.
Especially seeing a giant cannonball coming your way. Oh, damn. Okay. I'll see how much the spectral steeds tend to do to him. Not all that much. Although that does stun pretty well.
Back to Cassia, you scoundrels.
Victory stands. 18905. So that'd be 3905 for faction. I will still head down to the Kither King's faction anyway, just to confirm that. And then what I may end up doing is putting a little bit more shorts together for the YouTube. I really enjoy doing those. And if you guys are enjoying those too, liking, sharing them, definitely helps a lot. There it is. Whoops. Open sesame. Hooray! We've got an inventory message with no notifications coming through. Hello, sir. Okay, so it is 3905. That's not too sharp.
Token from a grateful king.
Mora's Hand, rank 5 at 4 grand. So I've got 2 more levels to go, and then I can grab the Mora's Hand. Cool.
Fight justly. May there be mercy for us all.
Awesome. Well, I think I'm going to turn this one into Garen Rood for now. The Tetherin is a really good pact, but I do find that this one does do a little bit more when it comes to being a little bit more useful. And then what do we got here? So I've turned the Orangol into more of a caster weapon. Okay. Well, caster weapon setup, really. Alright. Well, I may keep that on the Odiak for the next round. But I would probably say, just judging by time-wise, if you guys are interested, I will pop some of the social links in the chat there for you. And if you guys are interested, please have a look. I put a little bit more work into it, and I hope you guys enjoy as well. I will probably wrap up stream for now, as it is now almost dinner time, and I'm hungry. I hope you all enjoyed the stream today. I had a lot of fun just explaining a little bit more of the synergies between the packs, the weapons, how you can mix and match certain things, how the current moat system works, how capturing moats out in the world translates a lot of the language in the codex, and what that means for you as an envoy to be able to obtain different moats, etc. But for now, I will wrap up the stream, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. But for now, I will say ciao. Ciao.